This series was funded by great viewers just like you over on Patreon. Check out the description or end of the video to hear how you can take part in making the show even more amazing. Hey everyone, Gaijin Goombah here, and welcome to another episode of Which Ninja, a series that looks at media's most popular shinobi to see which are good and which are bad. But before I get too far into this video, I gotta give a quick shout out to this video's sponsor, Amino Apps.
Wait, we're taking sponsorships for the show now?
Well, just once in a while. Because of this and a few other sponsorships, I'm actually gonna be flying out to Japan later on this month for the once-a-year Iga Ninja Festival, where I hope to find some new research materials, some new assets, and maybe some new video ideas. Trying to find information on the world's most secretive and esoteric group of spies and assassins isn't exactly the easiest thing to do, either online or with a book. So, I hope to get some brand new information right at the source. And besides, Amino is something I think you guys would really enjoy. Simply put, Amino is an app that helps connect people all around the world with the things that they love. And they've got over 1 million different communities based on all kinds of topics. Getting into a new game or anime and want to discuss it with other fans? There's an Amino for that. Interested in posting fan art to a close-knit community? There's an Amino for that. Want to learn Japanese and take quizzes with others who are also learning the language? There's an Amino for that too. The app puts fan creation front and center, and members of these communities can post art, join chat rooms, write original theories, and even take quizzes. Personally, I've been tooling around the Mario community while brainstorming some new topics for future videos after doing that Sand Kingdom culture shock. After all, that video was just one level in a game that takes Mario all around the world. But more recently, I've been revisiting the old Overwatch community on Amino looking for some specific info and possible theories. Cause for today's Which Ninja, I think it's time we talk about one of the most notable ninjas in Overwatch, Hanzo. We've talked about the guy from time to time, whether it be a historical breakdown or looking at his various skins, but it surprised even us that we took this long to look into what makes him tick as a ninja, especially because he has such a prominent place in our intro.
But we really do have to ask the question, what actually makes Hanzo a ninja? Because on the surface, he doesn't really seem like one. He publicly goes about with his real name, openly proclaims his past history, and makes no effort in hiding his appearance save like one non-canonical skin.
This is the home of the Shimada clan. My home.
Not exactly the most traditional of ninja, more like a retired shinobi who just doesn't give a flip anymore.
Well, to be fair, that's exactly what he is, and he's not the first one. If you look back in history during the establishment of the Tokugawa shogunate in the Edo period, you'll find a lot of retired ninja with no way to find real work. While a great number of Koga and Iga went on to form the Hyakunin Gumi under Ieyasu, the rest of the ninja clans basically dissolved, becoming vagabonds looking for whatever work they could find. And most of them turned to a hard life of crime, like the legendary Kosaka Jinai. No, not that one. No, not that one either. God, you see what I mean when I say researching this stuff is tough? That's the one. Back in the day, Jinai was one of the Takeda clan's greatest shinobi spies alongside the legendary kunoichi, Chiyomi Mochizuki. But after the clan daimyo Takeda Shingen was killed in 1573 by a Tokugawa sniper, and then his son Takeda Katsuyori killed soon after that at the Battle of Nagashino, the Takeda clan was pretty much wiped out with its survivors scattered across the country. And not only did the elimination of his clan spell doom for Jinai, but as Japan finally settled into a countrywide peace in 1603, the need for a ninja just didn't exist anymore. So, Jinai made a living doing what he knew best: assassination, spying, and theft. He actually built up a pretty sizable and well-trained gang of ninja-esque thieves and cutthroats who would do just about anything to turn a profit. But Jinai wasn't the only washed-up ninja with the idea of starting a shinobi crime gang. Fuma Kotaro, ex-ninja to the Hojo, built his own Rappa ninja crew and started cutting into Jinai's territory, stealing away his lucrative work in organized crime. The two groups would violently butt heads constantly, but the end only came when Jinai snitched out Kotaro to the local authorities, who offered a huge reward for any info on the ninja crime gangs that roam their streets. A huge sum of money and the removal of his greatest rival? What could go wrong? Well, in 1608, everything went wrong. Jinai had his streets back, but a second wave of crackdowns had his men sweating, and it didn't take long at all before some of Jinai's boys ratted him out as well. Didn't exactly help either that he contracted malaria while he was on the lam. Exclaiming with his final breath that he wouldn't have been caught if he wasn't sick, Jinai's sentence was to be nakedly dragged behind a horse for a few hours, and then nailed to a pole to warn any would-be up-and-coming ninja criminals of their fate.
Huh. All except for that gruesome execution, there's actually some decent parallels between Hanzo and Jinai. We're told in Hanzo's bio that the Shimada clan is a centuries-old clan that started an assassination, but moved into illegal arms and substance sales. That sounds a lot like what happened with Jinai, who went from a shinobi of the Takeda to a crime lord ninja.
I guess good on Hanzo for getting out of that life before the law caught up with him.
Well, that's just Hanzo's lineage. Surely there's more to the guy's ninja inspiration than the past.
Absolutely, and it all comes from his weapon.
His bow? Didn't you say in a past episode ninja were all about guns?
Well, sure they were, but that was only when they had access to them. Ninjas well acquainted themselves with firearms, but they were never above using the silent killer that is the bow. But what makes the ninjas' use of the bow and Hanzo by extension so unique is the utility that came with their custom-made arrows. Hanzo's abilities in Overwatch, besides his wall climbing skill, which could technically work in the real world if he had a pair of Shuko or Ashiko claws, comes from his two utility arrows, the Scatter Arrow and the Sonic Arrow. The Scatter Arrow allows for some crazy area damage by having the arrowhead explode into fragments and bounce all over the walls and ceilings, while the Sonic Arrow allows Hanzo to see enemies through walls if they get within a certain range of that arrow. Real old-school ninja had similar utility arrows called Okunihiya, or Great Firebolt arrows, and don't think that name was just for show. These arrows packed enough bang to take out a castle wall. The invention of the gun may not have hit Japan's shores until the 15th century, but gunpowder creation imported from China was at least as old as 1044. Ninja quickly adapted the creation of fire and explosive arrows and added them to their already impressive collection of handmade tools and weapons. Chambers of paper, clay, or even metal were formed near the arrowhead and had various gunpowder types funneled into them. And much like Hanzo's Scatter Arrow that quickly incapacitates targets in tight quarters with an explosive display of shrapnel, the Okunihiya could also cause insane damage to tightly packed targets with their explosive warheads.
Alright, fair enough, but that only covers the Scatter Arrow. What about Hanzo's Sonic Arrow? I doubt ninja had echolocation technology back in the 13th to 16th centuries.
True, but they had something pretty dang close. Just like how Hanzo uses sound vibrations in the Sonic Arrow to detect his enemies through walls, ninjas of old had a tool that did use sound vibrations to spy on their enemies from afar, the Kikijutsu, or listening cylinder. The brass tool itself works about as simply as you'd think. Ninja would place the short end to their ear and the wide end against a wall, floor, or ceiling. For as splendid as Japanese architecture is, and I really do think it's stunning, walls were sometimes literally paper thin. Using this tool, a ninja could listen for not only people in the room adjacent to them, above them, or below them, but they could also discern how many people there were in that room and what state they were in. The Kikijutsu was said to be so sensitive a ninja could hear just how deep in sleep their targets were. Having actually tried the Kikijutsu for myself, I can tell you that it does its job pretty well.
So basically what we have with the Sonic Arrow is a centuries-old projectile-based upgrade to a real-life ninja tool, both of them having the ability to not only discern people behind walls, but also how many considering how sensitive the tools were.
Pretty much.
Sure makes him a better ninja than Genji.
You seem nice. I hate to kill you.
Oh, you wanna go?
Life and death balance on the edge of my blade.
Yeah? Can you even unsheath that thing without it glitching through your saya?
Hakugo!
Let's do it, Xbox
Guys, save it for another video. You know the rules. The patrons vote on what we talk about in the next episode.
A pity.
You got lucky this time, soup can.
Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. A big thank you to Amino for sponsoring this video. Be sure to check out the link in the description. And a big thank you to my patrons for making Witch Ninja happen. As a quick side note for anyone who would like to swing by, I have been regularly streaming over at twitch.tv/Gaijin Goombah every Tuesday, Saturday, and Sunday at 7 p.m. US Central, so come swing by if you'd like to say hello. Otherwise, if you want to learn even more about real-life ninja history and culture, or even the history and culture behind your favorite games, anime, and movies, be sure to subscribe and give that little bell a jingle, otherwise YouTube's Big Brother AI may hide it from you. But regardless, no matter how you support the channel, thank you from the bottom of our hearts, and until next time everyone, this is Gaijin Goombah, signing out.